We have to talk about Blade. Stop me if you've heard this before, but Blade with the MCU is nothing but plague drama when it comes to the news, time after time after time. Every time it sounds like we're about to make a step forward, it feels like we move 2 steps back. This movie has been delayed for 5 years. 5 years. I recently made a post about how it bothers me how something like Thunderbolts was announced 3 years after Blade, and it's already finished filming. They're done. How you gonna come out 3 years after and you already done, and Blade can't even start up? I've also told you how it bothers me that Fantastic Four, they haven't even started filming. They were announced way after Blade, and they at least got some promo art. We at least know what Reed Richards, Sue Storm, we at least know what they will look like. Do y'all know what the MCU Blade will look like? I don't. Because every image that we have of Mahershala Ali as Blade is fan art. All of it. All y'all know about the MCU Blade in 5 years is a voice. I have said it before and I will say it again. I want Marvel to show us that they care. And how do you show us? Am I saying that you have to come out and do a big old interview? I mean, that would help. It would definitely help to just sit here and say, like, you know what? Things are going crazy. It's wild, but we on top of it. We care. That would help. You can't get one of your little artists to show up and just be like, yo, this is our design for Blade. You can't do that. You can't sit here and say, hey, you know what? I don't know. In the upcoming Avengers movie or the upcoming Thunderbolts or something, I don't know. Here's a Blade cameo. Can Blade at least show up in What If? In animation? Maybe we get another voice and at least an image? Something to let us know that he still exists. So what I will do here is talk about the whole situation. And you know, it's always been frustrating, mainly because of the fact that Blade was the single reason why we have the MCU today. In case you did not know, Marvel was under bankruptcy. They had to sell off their characters like Spider-Man, Hulk, and all of them, X-Men. They had to sell them off because they were about to go out of business. And Blade came out of nowhere, 98, and saved the entire Marvel company. And that's what inspired Kevin Feige to make the MCU and to start that off. And we got evidence of that too. And shout out to Wesley Snipes, because Wesley Snipes put Blade on his back, clearly cared about this project all day, and basically was one of the biggest reasons why we have what we have today. Speaking of Wesley Snipes, now I've already told y'all, and we've covered this, how Wesley has said that he's met with Mahershala Ali. He has talked about how he gave him advice. I believe he said, just try not to get hurt. And basically, Wesley has given Mahershala Ali his blessing to do Blade. So we don't need to create any fake type of conflict. There is no beef between the two. Wesley Snipes is very happy for Mahershala Ali to play Blade. But that does not mean Wesley is not going to be petty. Because Wesley, in case you do, if you did not know, Wesley will be petty. He's been petty for a long time. And my man did not want to hide it on his socials. Wesley posted, and this is right after some of the drama came out, Blade, lordy, lordy, lordy. Folks still looking for the secret sauce. Riding snowmobiles in traffic, kind of rough. Daywalkers make it look easy, don't they? I can't even be mad at him. Because really, Marvel, why y'all giving this man ammo? We heard all the stories about Wesley having issues with production when it came to Blade 3. They were trying to add in all these other sidekicks and basically undermine him and the whole franchise that he made popular, bringing in Jessica Biel and Ryan Reynolds and all this stuff. It was stupid. Blade 3 was terrible. But Wesley, y'all, yeah, like, is he wrong? I don't think he's wrong. Because I mean, at this point, I'm like, y'all have 5 years. You have 5 years to make a low budget vampire killing movie. This ain't deep. If you told me Avengers 5 is going to need 5 years, I get that. That's a big movie. You got 60 characters, a lot of schedules to juggle. I totally understand that. Blade, a black man killing vampires? You could shoot that in 3 months. Easily. You could make a Tubi movie out of that. Ryan Coogler already shooting a movie with Michael B. Jordan in them, and they probably gonna get done before Blade gets done. Oh, y'all thought that was all Wesley said? No, Wesley said some more. Yo, Mahershala Ali, I had to put cinnamon in the very first script too for the flavor. So take no blame, man. Them don't know. Holla at the OD Blade Marvel. Come on, man. Come on, Wesley. Now, what he's referring to is the fact that, or the rumors that we heard about about Mahershala Ali having final script approval for Blade. And Wesley also had to put in a lot of input. Like I strongly recommend that you go look up on YouTube the Blade behind the scenes drama that happens with the other movies. Wesley was a integral part of making Blade as cool as he was. Okay. But my man is definitely kicking them while they down. He's definitely kicking them while they down. So real quick, let's kind of go through a quick history of the multiple writers that have been attached to Blade and some of the mess. Just a quick chronicle of the mess that's been going on. February 2021, it says Marvel hires the Watchmen writer. Watchmen is a fantastic show, by the way. You should absolutely be watching that on HBO. Stacey Kofer to pen the script for a project that has Oscar winner Mahershala Ali. Fall 2022, Bo DeMayo, X-Men 97, tried to take a stab at it. He made it a period piece. Okay, we'll talk about that a little later, but he made it a period piece. A year after that, or a little bit after that, with the writer's strike, this was a problem. Marvel went and got Nick Pizziolato to write. He had worked with Ali before on True Detective. Then in the fall of 2023, they lost Basim Tarek, the first director. They tapped Michael Starberry, who did When They See Us. And they got Jan Demange to direct. In the fall, they hired Michael Green, who did Logan and Blade Runner. And then now, Jan Demange, as we talked about last week, exited. And they brought in Eric Pearson, who did Thor Ragnarok, Black Widow, and is currently doing Fantastic Four. All right. So that's the timeline of all the nonsense that was going on. Now, we have the Hollywood Reporter doing some behind the scenes explanations according to their sources. And I would say that these, we can probably take these a little bit more seriously than the random rumors that we hear online or on social media. And there are a couple things that I thought were a little shocking. So I want to go through them. It's a lot of different, it's a lot of confirmation of rumors that we've heard before, and it's some other details that we probably have not talked about. So I do want to go through these so we can get an idea of what's been really going on with the Blade script and the Blade movie. So we know that we lost Jan Demange. Some sources say both sides grew frustrated with the development process. Now that makes sense. You know, if both, it's taken forever, it makes sense that both sides, Marvel and Jan, would be like annoyed by that. So they parted ways. At least it sounds amicably. So they were cool about it. Okay. It says here Mahershala Ali has also been increasingly frustrated, and he was the one that handpicked Jan Demange after they lost Basim Tariq. So that's pretty interesting. We didn't know that before, that it was Ali that actually handpicked Jan Demange to direct this role. And his frustration, I think we heard rumors about it before, but it only made sense. Like, why wouldn't he be frustrated with a project that he was excited about to do, and 5 years later, nothing's happened? Goes on and says, but Marvel came to believe that Tariq was not the best fit for the project. According to sources, Marvel then presented Ali with a list of directors for consideration, but Ali conducted his own search after having concerns that the list largely featured filmmakers who were untested at the big studio level. Whoa, this is interesting now. This is that interesting background information we didn't know. Now, I understood, according to the rumors, that Ali had final script approval, but I didn't know he had this much power to handpick the directors. And it is concerning to me that Marvel would come up with a list of directors, and basically, if this is true, all them directors were inferior. All these directors were like, Ali was like, who? John who? Susie who? Who are these people? Inexperienced of doing, and Marvel has a habit of this. Marvel has a habit of taking talent that people might not be familiar with, might have only done 1 or 2 movies under their belt, and then they give them this big budget movie, mainly because, as we found out through other interviews, it's Kevin Feige, it's the other producers. They really are the ones that cook up the movie after everything is done. This is one of the reasons why you don't see them go after the big budget Hollywood directors, and they'll go with people that probably directed TV, probably did a couple things here or there, and then they'll put them on, and then after that, those directors go away. That's probably just a way for them to keep the budgets under control. But Mahershala Ali, according to this source, was like, I'm not doing this with that. Nah, we're not going to take some no-name director. If we're going to do Blade, I want somebody that's got some good credentials. Fair enough. It says here Ali has, at times, exercised an inordinate amount of influence over the project in a way few other actors have on Marvel movies. It says Ali has envisioned Blade as his Black Panther. So, and I'm not saying this article is doing that, but it sounds like they're trying to blame Ali, or at least put some of the blame on him for the delays. Now, I'm not terribly upset about it if it's for the right reasons. If you're coming in with boo-boo writers and trashy directors, then it should be delayed. But I will agree, I haven't heard of, at least not with Marvel, any other actor having this much control over the script, over who the writers are, and over the director. I've never heard that. I've never heard any Robert Downey, Chris Evans, like nobody usually comes in and dictates how Marvel does things on the production side. That is something I would say is unheard of for Marvel. Now, other people do it, like, Tom Cruise does it on Mission Impossible and stuff, so it's not unheard of elsewhere. But with the Marvel machine, they gave, and maybe this is in his contract, they gave Mahershala definitely way more power than other people have. It says here, True Detective creator Nick Pizzolatto also was an Ali pick to bring the script over the finish line, but it was all for naught as the writer's strike, then the actor's strike shut down the movie. And it said here, people have missed about 3 windows to shoot other movies or shows. That's big. In 5 years, you can't, as an actor, just be sitting around doing nothing. You got to keep working. You got to keep your access. You got to keep your status up. You got to build up your resume. To wait 5 years and you can't do nothing. They said they missed 3 windows to shoot other things. That's money. People have been losing money, whether it's the writer, whether it's Ali. People have been losing money by waiting on Blade. Now, we have talked about how Ali has done, he signed up for a Tom Hardy movie that he's playing in, and he's also doing Jurassic Park. So maybe he found some wiggle room to kind of be like, whatever, I'm going to do my own thing in the meantime. But it's definitely a problem that people are missing out money like that. It says here, unlike several other Marvel projects that were shut down, then restarted, Deadpool, Thunderbolts, Blade instead let most of its actors go, like Delroy Lindo or Aaron Pierre. And Marvel hired Michael Green in November. After Dimanche left, go-to Marvel writer Eric Pearson, who pleased the studio with Thunderbolts and with Fantastic Four, he jumped in. We talked about this last week about how Ali's attorney, Shelby Weiser, told in an interview that the deal for Blade was in 2019 and they still haven't shot it, which is pretty much the craziest thing in my professional experience. So it's not a good look when the lawyer got to weigh in. I don't even recall hearing from entertainment lawyers like that. Now, it says here, after the strikes, Blade was a victim of pandemic delays and Disney's full steam ahead pivot to streaming, which forced Disney to overproduce and overdevelop its slate. In other words, there wasn't enough attention paid to it. It really was a causality of the too much era. I have talked about this extensively. I have told y'all that ever since Bob Chapek came in and said more movies, more TV, everything, that was the direct cause, not the only reason, but one of the biggest causes of why phase 4 for Marvel has been terrible. Overall, it did not deliver as a phase. This is one of the reasons why even Kevin Feige, after Bob Iger came back, everyone said, we're going to slow down. We're going to slow down. We're going to do maybe 2 or 3 movies a year, maybe 2 or 3, projects. We're not going to do all this extra stuff because it hurt the quality control. And unfortunately, Blade was the worst victim out of this whole thing. When your parent company is telling you, we want you to do more stuff than you are even capable of doing, yes, Marvel is still to blame, but at the same time, you can't excuse how Disney made them do too much, too fast, too soon, and we all suffered for it. So the whole pandemic thing, this was definitely a problem. And that's why I've always said I like the fact that they realized that that was an issue and that they are slowing down so that they can focus on these films and just get them right. But for whatever reason, Blade has not been on that radar. This also goes on to say that could explain why Blade kept on shifting storylines and time periods. The version that was aiming to shoot last year was set in the 1920s, according to sources, and it featured Mia Goth as a vampire villain named Lilith, who wanted the blood of Blade's daughter. Now we can add a couple things. Didn't we just read about how Bo DeMayo was the one that had a script that was a period piece? So could it be maybe that Bo DeMayo was the one? We heard the rumors about them trying to make Blade a third character and they tossed that. We heard the rumors about how Blade was going to have a daughter, and that was stupid because it was like, we haven't even gotten them yet. Why are we talking about a daughter already? Could it be that Bo DeMayo is the one that introduced that? But I'm just saying, this article said that Bo DeMayo made a period piece, and we see here that the period piece had something to do with Blade and his daughter. That's what we almost got, but that's not what we're getting, because it says for another iteration under Tariq, Marvel built a big old train set, but it was never used. But the new take, the current take on Blade, is said to be present day. Okay, so it is now present day, which is interesting because to me, it would have been smart to make it in the past because it would re-emphasize the fact that Blade, the character, does not age because he's, a vampire, half vampire. So it would have been smart to kind of show that he looks the same over the centuries, right? Like that, it would have made sense for us to see that. I could see why they wanted to make a period piece. But it sounds like after all those other scripts, it sounds like now they're moving in and saying we're just going to make it during present day. That's what they're going to do. It says here the new plan calls for the script to be written over the summer and then go out to directors. It says here Marvel chief Kevin Feige holds a special place for Blade. Back in 2017, he said a character nobody had heard of at all had only appeared in a few issues of Tomb of Dracula or something, turned into a big franchise. That was always a great lesson for me, where you go, it doesn't matter how well known the character is, it matters how cool the movie is. So we have confirmation, at least from Kevin Feige, that Blade was the reason why he likes to go into the bottom of the barrel of characters in the MCU to make them great. Blade was the reason why, because Blade was not a household name character at that time. He was a side character, and he just kind of grew in popularity, especially after the movie. What disturbs me right now, I like the fact that they have a plan to write this script in the summer. And I believe they are looking to start filming in November, I think, or sometime in the fall. My thing is, who the hell is the director? I mean, that's great that y'all about to redo the script. That's great that you have at least competent writers. Who the hell is the director? Now, from what it sounds like, they need to redo the script. They need to make sure Mahershala Ali likes the script. And then they're going to shop it around to different directors that will read the script. And maybe if we're lucky, they'll just go and shoot it. Because keep in mind, even if a director reads the script, the director might want to change some things. And we don't know. But that is your recap of all the drama going on with Blade. We definitely got more insight about Mahershala Ali's involvement. It sounds like they gave him more power, and I think that that's a good thing. I like about how they said he wants it to be like his Black Panther, because I've already told y'all Blade has a greater possibility of having that cultural Black Panther effect than Captain America 4. Who didn't we read that from the same outlet talking about sources? Some people say Captain America 4 is going to have Black Panther. How? From who? From where? What culture told you this? Now, Blade is for the culture. Blade, I promise y'all, I know people going to be dressing up in black. We going to show up. We going to show out. Is it going to do Black Panther numbers? I don't think so, because it has to be rated R. It's not going to have the same audience. Little kids are not going to be running around dressing like vampire. Maybe they will. The little bad kids that like to do bad things with their friends. But Blade is definitely going to be a cultural movement, I believe. Especially if you can get Wesley involved. I already told y'all, I don't need Wesley coming back in full everything. I just need a cameo from Wesley. I want a cameo. I'm cool even if you want to make him a producer. I'm cool with that too. But ain't no way Captain America 4 is going to be like Black Panther. It's just not going to happen. So they can get that up. Chris, what you got? Do you think Ali will be let go and Wesley returns? Is there a possibility? I do not think that Ali will be let go. I feel as though, keep in mind, and here's the thing, Ali is the one that called Marvel. I don't think I read it in the article, but it's in the article here. Ali is the one that called Marvel. He told them, I want to do Blade. What's up? Marvel then said, we would love to have a 2-time Oscar award winner. Let's dance. This is probably why they gave Ali all of this authority that they normally don't give other actors. So if Ali is gone, it's going to come from Ali. It's not going to come from Marvel based off of what we know. So, and I say that because I see a lot of people creating motives. A lot of people are creating conspiracy theories and stuff. Go off of the information we have, not what you think, right? I'm not saying this is you. I'm talking about all the people that are like, oh man, Marvel just hates Ali. And no, we don't have any indication about that. We have more indication that Marvel is working with Ali and Ali is working with them. Definitely things have not gone as planned, but there isn't some sort of animosity where Marvel's going to fire him. Don't create narratives. Please don't do that. Go off of what we actually know and what's in the, not on them Twitter streets. Go off of what's actually reported in articles that's more reliable. Will Wesley return? We already talked about how there were rumors that Wesley could return maybe in an Avengers movie. I would love that because I've already said if Wesley comes back, even as a cameo, that will solidify the first Blade movies as now MCU official canon. So I hope Wesley does come back in a cameo in the Avengers movies to solidify it. I do not believe you're going to get Wesley Snipes back as the official Blade moving on. I've already told y'all, I love Wesley Snipes. I appreciate Wesley Snipes. I want everything good to come Wesley Snipes' way, but I'm not about to trade in the 50-year-old Mahershala Ali, soon to be, with the 61-year-old Wesley Snipes. No, not to carry the franchise. A cameo, yes. To carry multiple movies? No thanks. I love Wesley, but no thanks. I don't know what y'all be living in. I don't know what world y'all keep living in. Have y'all seen Wesley? I'm not saying he's a bad actor. I'm just saying my man has gotten older. I thought y'all do know that if he takes his shirt off, it's not going to be the same buff Blade that y'all saw before. You're going to have to keep Wesley under the trench coat. This is not body shaming him. He just so happened to grow 30 years older than when he was in Blade. I don't know. Do some of y'all know how time and the body works? You know, again, Chris, this ain't at you. It's just some of the people that were in the comments last time. They like, bring Wesley back. And I'm like, for what? Do y'all realize Wesley is technically a senior citizen? This is what y'all want for the ageless vampire hunter? The ageless half vampire? Y'all want a senior citizen? Make it make sense. Again, no shade to my mans. But come on now. Come on now. Don't be trapped in the past now. Woo. Anyway, guys, y'all let me know. What do you think about the Blade information? What do you think about this update? Is this news interesting to you? Is it different? Is it something you didn't expect? Does it give you hope? Does it make you more discouraged? Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. This was just a segment of one of my live chats, and if you're interested in joining in on the next one, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for more. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.